Hi, we can use filters to sterilize gaseous and liquid components. In this video, I am going to talk about filter sterilization as well as for the sterilization with radiation and chemicals. Filter sterilization of media. Filter sterilization of media is not practical for the large scale fermentation, especially for microbial fermentation. It is used only for the animal tissue culture, plant tissue culture, and sterilization of feeds. And in filter sterilization of media, we are using filters, especially the absolute filters, with a pore size of maximum zero point 0.2 micrometer. So 0.2 micrometer is too small for a microorganism. For a microorganism to be past, the size of a microorganism will be around 1 to 1.5 micrometer in length. So our filter is zero point 0.2 micrometer. So the bacteria, fungus, algae, all of them cannot go, but virus may go. It is used in animal tissue culture, and some cases we use it also for the downstream processing. And mostly we are using absolute filters because we need a clean filtrate. It can remove bacteria and fungi. In some cases, we can also remove virus and exotoxin or toxin. Endotoxin, sorry. So endotoxins actually are the cell membrane components of the gram-negative bacteria. So if you are using very good filters, we can remove virus and endotoxins. Filters are so the thing is that whenever we are using filters for sterilization, this filter need to be sterilized first. So in order to sterilize the filter, we can either use steam, or we can use chemicals, or we can use the radiation to sterilize the filter. So before using the filter, we need to sterilize the filter, then we'll go for the sterilization. Otherwise the microorganism in the filter will contaminate the uh, media. So in most of these cases, especially in the animal tissue culture, we cannot use a single filter to attain uh, maximum sterility. So we are using a series of filters. One filter will do this, and the other filter will do other components. So here is an example of how filters can be used for the sterilization of the media. First, we will have a pre-filter. As I said before, it is to avoid clogging and damage. So the pre-filter has a pore size of 5 micrometer. So only the large particles will be accumulated. Bacteria, fungus, and everything will pass through the filter. But if there is any clogging or the large particles, that will be accumulated. And these pre-filters are positively charged because of the microorganisms are negatively charged. So we are using a positively charged filters, which is made up of polypropylene. Then we have the second filter. Second filter, the pore size is 0.5 micrometer, positively charged and made up of polypropylene. And most of the microorganisms, bacteria and fungus, will be filtered out using this one, but virus and endotoxin can be passed. Third, we have zero point 0.1 micrometer filter, which is positively charged and made up of nylon and polyester, which can actually filter out large virus and some amount of endotoxin. Finally, we have a filter with a zero point 0.04 micrometer positively charged nylon and polyester. It can filter out the whole viruses and the endotoxin. So we have the four filters to get the suitable media. So as we are using it in a series, we can attain purity very easily. If you are using only the last filter, it will clog very easily, the flow rate will be very low, and it will damage very easily. Filter sterilization of the air is more common than the filter sterilization of the medium. For the sterilization of the air, we are using absolute filters, and most commonly used filters are called PTFE, which is made up of poly tetra fluoroethylene. So PTFE filters are very well known. They are hydrophobic. They won't get wet with the air. If the air has some moisture, it won't damage the filter. They are steam sterilizable. We can sterilize the filter with steam. Ammonia resistant. Sometimes we use ammonia as a nitrogen source for the microorganism. So we can actually sterilize the ammonia or the filter the ammonia using the PTFE filters. And for the PTFE filters, we always use the pre-filters to remove water from the air. So sometimes the high amount of water can, even if the filter is hydrophobic, if high amount of water is accumulated in the filter, it will reduce the efficiency. So we will just use a pre-filter for air sterilization before the PTFE filters. Then another type of air filters is the exhaust air filters. The air from the media which is going out. So we are continuously giving the aeration to the fermenter. So there is a positive pressure, though, so the air will be going out of the medium. So that air should be sterilized or filtered to avoid contamination. So exhaust air for the fermenter has high temperature and water saturated because it contains so many water. We are continuously giving the aeration. We are mixing it, so it will have saturated water saturated, and because of the fermentation is an exothermic process, it will have high heat. So along with that, it will have high microbial load. Our fermenter has a huge amount of microorganism, so it will have more microorganism in the air, more temperature, and more heat. So we'll use some type of hydrophobic filters about the diameter of zero point 0.2 micrometer to sterilize the exhaust air. So these are the methods we are used for the sterilization using filtration. Then in very limited manner, we are using radiation for sterilization. Radiations are not generally commonly used in sterilization industry, in fermentation industry, but in some cases we do use radiations. Two types of radiations can be used for sterilization: ionizing radiation and non-ionizing radiation. Ionizing radiations includes high frequency radiations like X-rays and gamma rays. Gamma rays can be produced from cobalt chemistry. It is generally used for the sterilization of plastic syringe, rubber gloves, and other heat labile material. But the efficiency of sterilization is less. In case of bioprocess industry, when we think about the medium or we are thinking about the equipments, these things are not practical. So we are not using it that much. But in some cases, of course, we do. Uh, Another is the non-ionizing radiation, especially the ultraviolet light. The germicidal range is the 200 to 300 nanometer wavelength. We can use it. It do not penetrate, even the glass it cannot penetrate. So the liquid medium it do not penetrate. So the sterilization of the medium is difficult. But just like what we are using it in our laboratories, we can actually sterilize. You can or keep the aseptic condition by using the UV light. Maybe the fermentation hole you can put a UV light, or in the inoculation place or something like that. We can actually use it once in a while to sterilize the fermentation hole and everything. So we cannot use it in for another purposes. Next thing is the chemical methods of sterilization. Chemical methods of sterilization. Actually, if you think about the chemical methods, most of the chemical methods are able to kill 100% of microorganism or the 99.99% of microorganism. But the thing is that if you have a chemical which is able to kill microorganism, and if you have a medium with a microorganism, once we add the chemical to the medium, the chemical will kill all the microorganism, but it will remain there. It will be in the medium in a diffused state. So before starting our fermentation, we need to remove this chemical from the medium to make it possible to our microorganism to grow. So as the chemical is remain there, the removal of chemical is very difficult. We are not really using the chemical method so often. It is a very limited applicability in sterilizing the media, air, as well as the media equipments. But there are some promising research are going on to use the grayish sterilants, such as ethylene oxide. Ethylene oxide is a gas. Has very high penetrating power. It is widely used in food and pharmaceutical industry for sterilizing the some of the packed items or the some of the equipments. We can use ethylene oxide. Sometimes chlorine can be used industry as a hypochlorite. It is used for the sterilization or the disinfection of the water. Chlorine can be either used as a water or gas if you are using, it is widely used for water purification. So in industry also we can use the chlorine to sterilize the water or the disinfectant water. It is also used for washing pipes in breweries. The pipes may have the growth of microorganisms that can be removed easily by using chlorine. So these are the main technique in the sterilization. Whenever we think about sterilization in industry, we mainly use steam under pressure. So that's the main method. Along with that, we can use the filters, which is mainly used for gas and in animal and plant tissue culture. There are different levels we need to use this sterilization. The these levels I am just want to just mention what are the places where we are using sterilization in bioprocess industry. Firstly, we have sterilization of the fermenter, the equipment what we are using for the fermentation. Steam is the most practical method. It can be sterilized along with the medium if you are using fermenter, both for the sterilization of medium and the fermentation. We don't need to sterilize the fermenter in a separate way. Most of the fermenters have heating jackets or coils. These can be used for heating it up the medium for sterilization, or it may have the steam injection. We can directly inject steam to the fermenter to get it sterilized. And when we are sterilizing, the pipes which leads to the fermenter should also be sterilized. In industry, the media is actually pumped from one place to another in pipes. So those things need to be sterilized. Those all are the parts of the fermenter. The other thing is that the most of the fermenters may have so many probes to monitor changes in the fermenter, like pH probe, temperature probe, dissolved oxygen probe, etc. So those all need to be sterilized. Some of them cannot withstand high temperature, so those things should be sterilized separately. Another area in fermentation industry to be taken care of is media sterilization. Steam is also the most preferred method. Sometimes steam can cause changes in pH that need to be considered when we are optimizing the media. Thermolabile media components can be sterilized by tinderlization, chemical sterilization, or by filtration. Sterilizing the feeds, if you are using a fed batch reactor, there should be constant feeding of the medium. In those cases, it's depending on the nature and the volume of the feed, we can either go for steam sterilization or for the filter sterilization. And sterilization of the liquid waste is also important for the, especially when we are using genetically modified microorganisms. So we cannot release the genetically modified microorganism directly into the environment. That may cause contamination and containment issues. For that, the waste should be sterilized and cooled before discharge. So in this case, most probably we are using chemical sterilization or the steam sterilization to sterilize the waste. It is just to reduce the environmental impact. Thank you so much. By this, we came to an end of the fourth unit. Thank you.